Hi. Anyway, I thought I'd just do another video today on a manga series I'd like to recommend. Like with Goblin Slayer, this is one that I've done on BitChute previously, and I thought I would do one for YouTube. Also, like Goblin Slayer, this one had some controversy surrounding it for stupid reasons. But yeah, this is probably a favorite manga of mine. Actually, it's tied with The Grain Man for my first favorite, which is The Rising of the Shield Hero. And simply put, this manga and anime is good. Although the anime did kind of deviate when it came to Mine's trial and what they did to her afterwards, and how they decided her punishment. They deviated from that a little bit to make Naofumi a little bit better, but I can take it or leave it. And simply put, yeah, I think it's good. It's if I had to give it a rating, it's 5 out of 5 shields. It's actually kind of cathartic for me personally. I've never been in the situation Naofumi was in, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, for those of you who are oversensitive, I suggest covering your ears then or walking away. But simply put, for context, at the beginning of the story, after being summoned to a world in this isekai story, no one wants to partner up with him except for one. Only after this, one night, she accuses him of struggle snuggle. Let's leave it at that for YouTube's possible Stasi Gestapo censorship. And yeah, he gets accused of that, and everyone just assumes he's guilty because that's kind of how it works in real life. And that's kind of how it works in this as well. And I think that also kind of speaks to something, at least to me, that kind of speaks to some as a guy. Like, I've never dated anyone. I have no idea if I ever will. But yeah, when I heard about that kind of thing, I thought, okay, yeah, if I ever start dating, I am definitely watching my back. Because there's some crazy women out there, and men. But for me, I only have to watch out for the crazy ones. And this kind of speaks to something I think you have to worry about as a guy. Like, you find a girl and you think everything's great, and then one day it's not. And then you find yourself with a mob that's angry at you, and they want your head on a pike. And yeah, this is something that happens in the real world. This is actually what caused the controversy. He was just accused falsely of being a rapist. And then everyone and their mother had got butthurt over it. Because, like that never happens. Also, it's not like these people have real lives, so I guess it shouldn't be that surprised. But yeah, I remember when the controversy happened, I'd already been reading the manga. The controversy made me love it more. Because I'm just thinking, every time I'm reading this, I'm probably pissing off some dipshit somewhere in the world who has no real life. But anyway, I digress. After this, he is stigmatized and he becomes kind of cynical, spiteful, very anti-hero-ish, which is kind of a seller for me because I love anti-heroes. I do. They are interesting characters. And this guy gives zero, well, Fs. He gives 0 Fs, to put it plainly. He gives 0 fucks what anyone thinks about him afterwards. He kind of becomes this cold, harsh guy he actually, when he's being screwed over by a merchant, he threatens him with balloon monsters. And in case you think I had a stroke or something, or you had a stroke and you misheard me, I will repeat again. He used balloon monsters to threaten a guy. Yeah, I'm not lying. He did. He did. It was pretty impressive for me personally. I enjoyed it, and anyway, but he can't level up on his own, and since he's the shield hero, he can't really attack, only defend. And since no one will party up with him, he ends up buying a slave who is a kid and a girl. Dear God, he would really set himself up to fall on that one. Like, it's like life was thinking, okay, this guy's already down. How can we kick him some more later? oh, there's this girl who's traumatized, and he can only defend but never attack, so he can't gain a lot of experience. Oh, let's make this little girl his party member, which he does, and yeah, the jokes about the whole FBI open up surrounding that were kind of funny. But yeah, and she's a demi-human, so with her leveling up, she ages rapidly. So she looks like she's in her 20s or late teens, when in reality she's still like, I think 14 or no, maybe younger than that. I can't remember exactly. And then he gets another demi-human slave who he thought was a monster that he had bought. It turned out it could change from a little girl to a monster, then back to a little girl. And yeah, he's stuck with them, and this gets him into trouble constantly. Oh, thankfully, Raftaya aged rapidly because then no one would come after him. But enough about the main story. The point is, he rises, builds himself back up, and becomes a heroic person again, which was kind of sad for me. I liked him as an anti-hero ass when he gave zero fucks and was like, oh, you screw with me, I'll screw with you. I actually like that. But the other characters, he's one of 4 heroes. The other 3 heroes, kind of dipshits. The sword hero is kind of okay. He's not as much of a piece of shit. The bow hero, kind of self-righteous. The spear hero, ugh. That man is stupid incarnate. Also kind of a jackass, a douchebag, and a bunch of other words that I'd like to say but would probably get me kicked off YouTube. But yeah, he believes what mine, the princess, the lady who lied about him. Yeah, he believes it wholeheartedly, even after she confesses. Because when the queen comes back, she forces her to admit what she did. Yeah, the spear hero doesn't believe it. He thinks Malafumi still did it. At least till later, I think in the light novel, he eventually has to come to terms with that. But the manga hasn't gotten that far yet, though, and I wish it would, because it's getting close to the arrival of a character I've been looking forward to, but that's not the point. But yeah, for me, the catharsis really is the payoff of what I think Appa called the Royal Revenge arc, which is basically when the queen comes back, you see the king, the princess, or at least the older princess, both pay for what they did to Naofumi. And what they have to suffer is pretty cathartic to me because he just wanted to kill them and get it over with. Like, he went straight for like, no hesitation. He's like, no, death. I want them dead. I want them so dead it's not even funny. They need to die. Like, he was that angry at them for what they did to him. They traumatized this guy pretty badly. And he's still recovering from it. But, yeah, no, I think that's it. Actually, no, that's not it. You see this guy level up. You see him grow as a person, kind of. You see him get back to being able to trust people again. You see him gather allies and develop new allies and friends. And also him form relationships with people who he thought were his friends, then became enemies, then became his friends-ish again. Or frenemies, I guess. You see him go through all that. You see him get new shields. You see his party grow and evolve, and his relationship with them grow and evolve. But yeah, no, personally, just for me, the catharsis was the main driving factor for me reading it. Now I have no idea. I just love it too much. I want to see where it goes in the manga. I mean, I know how it ends, and I'm not going to say on here, just because because the internet makes it impossible to not be spoiled. But yeah, the manga's still got a long way to go. Also, the mangas are kind of short, like really short. Like the Devil's a part timer isn't that short, and its ending is really disappointing. and infuriating from what I hear. But yeah, I think that's all I can really think to say for now. Again, this was something I did on BitChute, and I just wanted to put on YouTube to kind of bring it up closer, and it would give me something to talk about. I'm hoping to do more manga recommendations in the future. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I hope you'll give Shield Hero a try. It's a good read, in my opinion. I mean, if you're not a manga person, you could always read the book version of it, which is what the manga was adapted from. There's a light novel, a web novel, a manga, and an anime. I recommend it. I personally like the anime version in subs, to be quite honest, because I think in Japan they have no problem with cursing as much. Like when I first read the manga online, there was way more swearing. Like I think at one time, Naofumi said the country of Melromark was full of CNX Tuesdays, and it was either bastards or assholes. Yeah, there was less swearing in the English version I have at home, or at the very least, it was downplayed. But yeah, those are just some options I thought I'd give you, and I hope you do consider, and I hope this just give you a recommendation that you won't regret. So have a nice day, and remember, the game was rigged from the start.